ॐ श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। संतोष गुप्ता जी। Let's chant from 34. इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे
इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे
रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ
रागद्वेषो व्यवस्थितो
तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत्
तयोर्न वशमागच्छेत्
तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ
तो हस्य परिपन्थिनो
श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः
श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः
परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात्
परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात्
स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः
स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः
परधर्मो भयावहः
परधर्मो भयावहः।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयम्
अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयम्
पापं चरति पूरुषः
पापं चरित पुरुषः
अनिच्छन् अपि वार्ष्णेय
अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय
बलादिव नियोजितः
बलादेव नियोजितः
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
काम एष क्रोध एषः
काम एष क्रोध एषः
रजो गुणसमुद्भवः
रजो गुणसमुद्भवः
महाशनो महापाप्मा
महाशनो महापाप्मः
विध्येनमिह वैरिणम्
विद्यन्नहिं वैरिणम्
धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः
धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः
यथा दर्शो मलेन च
य- य- यथा दर्शो मलिन च
यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः
यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भस्
तथा तेनेदमावृतम्
तथा तेनेदमावृतम्
Yeah. So am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Arjuna's question, the rest of the chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna will be answering Arjuna's question, which is verse 36. Why does a person do things that are detrimental to himself, herself? Why does a person do that? Knowing so much about dharma-adharma, knowing that everybody already knows what is right and wrong. It's not that anybody has to be told what is right and wrong. Even that knowledge of right and wrong is there very much in everybody. Still, the person does something. Uh, why? What is it that makes that person do that? So, Kama Yesha, Sri Bhagavan responded immediately to that. Kama Yesha Krodha Yesha. So, this is desire. This same desire becomes anger. We saw that before. So, this Kama and Krodha constantly Bhagavan will bring up. And if you recall some of our Ramayana and Mahabharata, Rama is taken by Vishwamitra. And when he was a boy, Rama and Lakshmana, they were just adolescents. They were becoming adults. And then Vishwamitra said, no, now they need some training. So they are qualified to uh, protect our dharma, which Dasharatha did not agree with. Dasharatha was emotionally attached to his sons, so he was not happy about that. But anyway, finally Rama and Lakshmana went with Vishwamitra. And then you have the story of Vishwamitra conducting his yaga and things like that. And the first Rakshasas they meet, Kara and Dushana. I think those are the names, if I'm not mistaken. Kara and Dushana. So Kara and Dushana. Then, uh, then of course, then you've got Ravana and Kumbhakarna. They always come in pairs, it seems. They always have Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Correct? So like this pairs. Why pairs? Because Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha. Okay, look at that. Paramatharandaji says that. He gives the example of these Rakshasas, they seem to come in pairs. Well, it's no surprise. Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha, and Vidhyenam, Iha Vairinam. They are your enemies. And So many people say, Mahabharata is a war in your own mind, etc. Things like that. So we can look at it that way also. So kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidhyena miha bhai. Understand them to be your enemies. And we were looking at this verse number 38. Dhumena. So where he was explaining how this kama operates, how this desire called kama, how it operates. Dhumena avriyate vannihi. So just as we saw this last time, just as dhuma, the smoke, covers fire. Fire is self-luminous. It's bright. You don't need a flashlight to see fire. Fire is self-luminous, but still the smoke is so powerful that it has the ability to cover the fire. And they say it's a cloudy day. Cloudy day, don't think the sun has disappeared. And sun is very much where it's supposed to be. Today, I mean, east is here. And this it should have been, the sun is rising 6:40, 6:50. And I see it's a very cloudy day out there. And well, the sun is rising and the sun is out there, but we're not able to see its brightness. So just like the clouds can cover the sun, and yatha means just as adarshaha, yatha adarshaha avriyate malena cha. And just as a mirror is covered, clouded, covered as though by this mala. Mala means dust in this case. And we saw these two examples last time. So so here is what is being said. My knowledge of dharma and adharma. So the human being such a being, the human being such a being, interesting sentence there, that the dharma and adharma is so important for this person, for this being, unlike an animal. And nobody can say, I don't know what's right, what's wrong. And so that right wrong becomes a big topic of discussion for all of us. And simple idea of right wrong is enough to dismiss a lot of desires I have, lot of desires, fancies. I can dismiss that. Not for me. Would it be nice to go to this particular country? Yeah, but it's nice to go, no doubt about that. But there are so many things to do at home, and that's going to keep me busy for a while. So I have the ability to eliminate the desire. Going to Bali. Okay, I've not seen Bali. Would be nice to see Bali. Okay, would be nice to see Bali. That's why we say nice to see Bali, right? What does it say? Nice to have and must have, right? Must see Bali means then you got to deal with the desire. I must go to Bali. Okay, I must go to Indonesia, I must go to Malaysia. Then this must, I have to deal with a must. But if it is a nice to have, yeah, it'd be nice to go to Bali. Okay, show me photographs, or I can enjoy your visit to Bali. I don't have to go to Bali, but if you visited Bali and if you show me the photographs, then I can enjoy that also. It's almost as good as my visiting Bali. I can say that and be happy. And
Guruji,
so,
slight issue. Audio issue is there, slight.
Okay. So, a simple Viveka, Swami called it simple Viveka, means simple understanding of what is the right thing for me to do now, is enough to brush aside, is enough to
dismiss a lot of these fancies we have, a lot of desires we have. This management of desires is our life's problem. What is the problem? Some people come and say, Swamiji, everything is okay. I have everything, but something is missing. I have everything, but something is missing. What should Swamiji say to this person? I have everything, but something is missing means what? So fundamentally, something is missing, something is lacking. That's what the Bhagavad Gita is addressing. But this desires, too many desires, carried away by desires, and I have no choice, because fundamentally I've taken myself to be insecure, and the only way for me to become secure is for me to achieve all the things, all the desires I have, all the wishes I have. But I also know it's not possible. So there is always a discontentment. There is always, I didn't do this. I have not accomplished that. I wish I had done this. So this list is always there. And then let's retire. Let me retire, and then let's do all the things we wish to do. That's how people look at retirement as. And then let's go places which we have not seen, so forth. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's fine. And one has to, kind of pat oneself on the back, and retirement is the time. But what happened? Retirement means already 60, 65, and then arthritis kicks in. And now you can't enjoy the visit to Bali, because every time you walk, it's reminding you. It's reminding you. I wish I did this 10 years ago. I told you, wish I wanted to go to Bali 10 years ago. You didn't listen to me. Okay, now the separate another problem. So now a new fight has happened. And so this is unending. And so therefore, we have to exert our free will here. This is where free will comes, and say, enough is enough, and let's focus on something else. These days, there are a lot of online classes, and I think we should spend at least half an hour a day, 1 hour a day on all the things we missed out on Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad. So that's free will. That's free will. We use it. And here, look at that. Krishna gives another example. He says, Yatha ulbena avritaha garbhaha. Garbhaha, many of you know garbhaha, womb. The fetus. Just as the fetus is hidden by the mother, okay, is covered by the womb. Just as the fetus is covered by the womb. Let's put it that way. So, very much the baby is there. It's very visible. It's very obvious to everybody. For the mother, of course, it is obvious. For everybody else, it's obvious. But the baby is covered. So here, Krishna is bringing in the factor of time. Time is one has to be patient. For some things to work, we have to be patient. We cannot rush. We cannot be impatient. We cannot be upset that things are not working. And, I wish things happen today. Sometimes things don't happen like that. And so we have to bide our time. And so he gives that example where certain desires don't seem to get fulfilled. And so it's okay. Some of these things will take time. And you need not panic, you need not be alarmed if they don't get fulfilled. So he's giving that example of this fetus and womb. So now let's look at this verse number 38. We're translating that verse. So completing the verse, Tatha tena idam avritam. Okay. So Tatha, Yatha Tatha. Yatha, just as all these examples were given, so also Tatha, Tena. Tena means by that. By that. By that means what? Does the shloka say by what? It only says by that. Well, by that means you got to go to the previous shloka. What does it say? 37. Kama esha krodha esha. By that kama which I told you in the previous shloka, idam avrutam. Idam. This is covered. By that, this is covered, he says. He doesn't explain what that is. He doesn't explain what this is. Okay. By that binding desire, kama, this this is also not said here. Idam jnanam. This Viveka is covered. He's going to say that in the next one. Jnanam, he's going to say. So this knowledge of the human being, this conscious being who knows what is right and what is wrong, who knows what is right and wrong, that knowledge is covered by that kama. That's what he's saying here. So let's translate this. Okay. Just as the fire is covered by clouds of smoke, yatha vannihi dhumena avriyate. First four words. Yatha vannihi dhumena avriyate. Just as the fire is covered by clouds of smoke, comma, just as a mirror is covered by dust. Yatha adarshaha malena cha avriyate. Just as a mirror is covered by dust, comma, and just as a fetus is covered by the womb, yatha garbhaha ulbena avritaha. Garbhaha ulbena avritaha. Just as a fetus is covered by the womb, so too, tatha, so too, this knowledge, this within brackets knowledge, idam, this within brackets knowledge, is covered by avritam, is covered by that within brackets binding desire. That means kamaha, which was said in the previous shloka number 37. This knowledge is covered by that desire. And Paramarthanandaji says, kamaha is like comma, C-O-M-M-A, comma. It's always a comma, 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 comma. It's never a full stop. It's never a full stop. It's always a comma. It's unending. Comma means something else is going to come after the comma, right? So, kamaha is a comma. That's what he was saying. So, let's look at number 39. Let me, if you want me to read the full translation. Just as the fire is covered by clouds of smoke, comma, just as a mirror is covered by dust, comma, and just as a fetus is covered by the womb, comma, so too, comma, this within brackets knowledge is covered by that within brackets binding desire. Okay. Yeah, Venkatesh, I thought I saw you. There he is. Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, 39.
What happened? Allow me to. Yeah, it doesn't allow me to add the spotlight. Okay, all right. Yeah, 39. Avritam
Avrutam
jnanametena
gnanametena
jnaninaha
gnaninaha
nityavairina
nityavairina
kamarupena
Kamarupena
Kaunteya
Kaunteya
Dushpurena
Dushpurena
Analena cha
Analena cha
Avritam Jnanametena
Avrutam Gnanametena
Jnanino Nityavairina
Gnanino Nitya Vairina
Kamarupena Kaunteya
Kamarupena Kaunteya
Dushpurena Nalena cha.
Dushpurena Nalena cha.
Yeah. So again, here he is using that word avritam. So the previous shloka in 38, how did he conclude? He said, Tena idam avritam. By that kama, this knowledge is covered, he says, avritam. So that covering he is elaborating in this shloka. The covering of that knowledge by that desire is explained here. So he starts the shloka with avritam. So if you look at there are 5 words here. Some of the Sanskrit students would have noticed this. Etena vairina kamarupena dushpurena analena. Okay, there is some similarity. Those who don't know Sanskrit also can recognize the similarity. Etena kamarupena dushpurena and analena. Okay, these are all ending, they're all rhyming words. And then nitya vairina, that also we should add. So all these are what are called in the third case tritiya vibhakti. And so we can guess there is a noun, and then there are several adjectives, 4 adjectives to a noun. So keep that in mind. So avritam, covered. What is covered? Jnanam avritam. Jnanam avritam. Okay. So, am I audible? Yeah, okay. So, Jnanam avritam. Knowledge is covered. Covered by what? Etena. By this. Okay. Kama rupena. By this thing which is in the form of desire. Kama rupena. First word in the second line. That which is in the form of a desire. That much we know. So far we've already seen that. And then what kind of kama it is? It is dushpurena, analena. Dushpurena. So dukkena purayati. The desire that cannot be fulfilled, very difficult to fulfill. Dushpurena. And very difficult to fulfill. So, you've got these exhibitions and these fairs that happen periodically. And so everybody goes on a fair, and then a lot of things to see, a lot of games to play. And then they'll have something called this lottery. Those days when I grew up, it was called lucky dip. And lucky dip, I think you're supposed to, you dip your hand and you pick up something. And so I think that's why it's called, and then if it is lucky, then it's lucky dip. I remember that. So basically, they say every hour you come here with your ticket, and then if your name is called, then you get a prize. So this man came there with his family, and then his name was picked, and he got a watch. And everybody said, Dad, you wanted a watch and you got a watch. Can you believe that? And do you like this watch or not? Yes, I actually love it. Can there be anything better than this? And we were thinking of going to the store next week, but now you got a watch. And so it was all joy. But then it won't stop, because next hour you can come and you can get a second, you can be lucky a second time also. So they come again. And then somebody gets a prize, not this man, somebody else gets it, and they get a car. They get a car. Car? My God. So this guy says, my goodness, he got a car, I got only a watch. So this man is sad. This man is sad. Why is sad? Because he lost a car that he never got. Look at that. A car, he became his car. Then he lost that car. And so many things have happened in the mind. So he can't even enjoy this watch. Okay. And so this desire is like that. What to do? And you can be sad. When you get something, you can be sad also. So this is how desire is. Dushpurena. Very difficult. Very difficult. And first of all, we don't know where these desires come from. Second of all, you know, it's hard to satisfy this. And they say, come on, Dad, what are you saying? You got to watch, you got to be happy. The kids are smarter, you know, the kids are better off, a lot better off. They are more objective. And you got to enjoy this. And so anyway, so then analena. Anala we've seen so many times. And alam. Alam means tripti, satisfaction. Tripti. Anala means atripti. Atripti. And so that fire, the name, fire is given that name, Anal, Analaha in Sanskrit and in many languages. And so just like the fire is never going to say enough. I've burned enough for the day. I need some rest. No, fire doesn't say that. So Anala. So desire is like that, Anala. And so there is no such thing as the last desire, you know. I've got only a few more things to do. Few more things to do. After that, I can rest in peace. Okay. Can anybody say that? Is there such a thing called the last desire? Okay. They say last supper and all that. But last desire, is there such a thing as a last desire? No. No. Even a sannyasi can't say, I have a last desire. Sannyasi, all desires are non-binding. The key is here, non-binding versus binding. And so desires will come and go. We have no control over that. But am I a victim of that desire or not? That is the question. And so understanding that all our desires come from our sense of limitation, our wrong conclusion about ourselves, that I have to somehow make it in life. I must somehow get all these things done. Only then I can be happy. Since that is my conclusion, I've got this, I end up in this problem. And therefore, Krishna uses another word here. He says, Nitya Vairina. That desire is a permanent enemy. Permanent enemy. Nitya, permanent. Vairi. Vairin in Sanskrit means enemy. Somebody who means harm to you. Somebody who does harm to you. That person is called a Vairi. So Nitya Vairina. So this, he says this karma is permanent. And Bhagavan Krishna is saying it. Can you imagine how much time Krishna is spending on this karma and krodha? And so that means it's very clear that desire is more powerful than whatever knowledge I have. Nobel Peace Prize. This fellow is a big scientist. Scientist means what? He knows so much. You can't be a scientist without having some rational thinking and cutting through all kinds of, all kinds of signals that really don't mean anything. That person only can be a scientist. And what about that person? Can that person be free from this being victimized by these desires? No, not possible. Desire is very powerful. And that's why Arjuna is asking the question. Therefore, Krishna here refers to that desire as a nitya vairi. Even a viveki. Earlier he said, right? Jnanavan api. Did he say that somewhere? Yeah, exactly. Number 33. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakritehe jnanavan api. A knowledgeable person also is has to, who that person's life also is governed by the prakriti. Same here, desire. Nobody can stop that desire. So, but there is a slight difference. Look at that. A person who doesn't really know what's what, okay, like that there is such a thing called diabetes. A person doesn't know all that, and so just enjoying life. Eat whatever you want, do whatever you want, sit in front of the TV however long you want. This person doesn't have any idea. And so for that person, consuming these kinds of these sugary things is not a problem at all. That person doesn't have any guilt. Only the person who knows everything about diabetes, and then I am diabetic. The doctor has told me to be careful, stay away from certain foods. And that person, that jnani, but that jnani only all problems are there. And before having the gulab jamun, I know I should not have it. While having the gulab jamun, enjoying the taste, the guilt has started now. Guilty. And after having the gulab jamun, are you happy? Yeah, the gulab jamun was good, but I am now guilty. So
Guruji,
this is,
Guruji,
yeah, go ahead.
there is some sound coming from your end.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So the person who is knowledgeable, only that person becomes guilty. Till then, if you don't know anything about diabetes, there is no question of guilt. Therefore, look at that. He says, look at that. Krishna says, it's a permanent enemy for whom? For jnani naha. Look at that second word, first line, the second word from the third word. Jnani naha nitya vairina. So by the enemy, permanent enemy of the wise. So this is the burden of knowing, right? Burden of knowledge. You're all educated in all this nutrition and calories and vitamins and this and that. The thing, America, it was the one that came up with all this labeling of foods and contents. Carbohydrate is so much and fat is so much and protein so much percent, and then nutrition A, B, C, D. And then you're supposed to choose which cereal you must have in the morning. Good luck. Okay, good luck, because you go to the store. there are dozens and dozens. And how are you going to? You're a jnani. Remember, you're a jnani because you know you need to have proteins. You know you need to have all these vitamins, and you're all armed with so much information. And you go there, you're stuck, and you say this is great. It has good protein. And you look at the sugar content. Only a few grams of sugar in each serving, okay? And so this is a constant conflict. So jnani naha nitya vairi. Bhagavan is very clear. So often we have this question, why these people who don't know, they have fun? And, the ignorant seem to have a lot of fun. Ignorance is bliss and all that they say. So there is, Bhagavan also acknowledges that. And, but it's not a good kind of bliss. Okay. So, so therefore, here, jnaninaha nitya vairi has been said. And so our wealth, things we have accumulated over time, all that is also wealth, no doubt. But our Viveka and Jnanam is so important. Wealth can come and go, they say, but character and and then these values, these are so important, and they have to be guarded And so Krishna reminds us here that Viveka is clouded by your own desire. Like that, he says that. So let's look at the shloka. Knowledge is covered. Jnanam avritam. Knowledge is covered by this. Etena, by this. Okay. So earlier I said there are this rhyming words etena, kama rupena, duspurena, analena. So third case means instrumental, by something. Okay. So that's how it's going to be. So by this what? Insatiable fire. Duspurena analena. And what kind of insatiable fire? What is that? Of desire. Of desire. Kama rupena dushpurena analena. Knowledge is covered by this insatiable fire of desire. Kama. And what is that desire? The constant enemy of the wise. Jnaninaha nitya vairina. Right? Constant enemy of the wise. O Kaunteya, O Arjuna, hey Arjuna. Knowledge is covered by this insatiable or insatiable fire of desire, karma, the constant enemy of the wise. O Arjuna, Kaunteya. Okay. Now let's look at verse number 40. Bhagya. Indriyani.
Indriyani.
Mano buddhihi.
Mano buddhihi.
Asyadhishtanam.
Asyadhishtanam.
Uchyate.
Uchyate.
Etaihi.
Etaihi.
Vimoha yatyeshaha.
Vimohayatyeshaha.
Jnanamavritya.
Jnanamavritya.
Dehinam.
Dehinam.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Asyadhisthanamuchyate.
Asyadhishthanamuchyate.
Etair vimohayatyeshaha.
Etairvimohayatyeshaha.
Jnanamavritya dehinam.
Jnanamavritya dehinam.
And continuing that, an elaboration of the shloka in 39 here. So that desire is not coming from outside. If there was an external enemy out there, then you can target that enemy. That vairi can be targeted. And you can, something is a problem, you work on that problem. So somebody is a problem to you, stay away from that person. You report that person to the police, you can do so many things. Okay. And for an external enemy. But here, the so-called enemy is internal, is our own desire. And as binding desires, we must understand binding desire. Remember, when we say desire is our enemy, we should not label all desires as enemies. Because Ichha Shakti, remember, Devi, she is manifesting in in us as desires. So we're talking about a desire that I allow to be carried away. That desire is my enemy. And so that's the binding desire. And so here, knowing where the desire is coming from, knowing where it is located, can help me address that desire. That is the message of this shloka that Krishna is just said, Indriyani Manobuddhi. And it is like this. Okay, I give an example. So there are, if you go to the police, law enforcement, police and other law enforcement agencies. So they are tracking, they're watching for crime, they're watching for things that are out of the ordinary, and that's their job. And they have to apprehend these thieves and things like that. So locally there are a lot of robberies and things happening, and they have a database of all these people. There are repeat offenders, habitual thieves, habitual offenders are there. And they are constantly caught and released and caught and released. So they know. What do they know? These thieves, they have a particular way. Somebody will only enter through the window. Only enter through the window. Even if the door is open. Okay. So for him, his challenge must be, I must enter through the window. That's his trademark. Everybody has a signature. And the thief also has a signature. And somebody will open the door in a particular way. Somebody will only carry away certain types of things. Only jewelry. And no electronic items and all that. iPhone is there. No, he won't take iPhone. Jewel. This fellow is a jewel thief. Oh, jewel thief. Oh, there was a movie, I think, called Jewel Thief. Okay. Am I audible? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not able to see it. A lot of videos are all not visible here. I can only see Bhagya and Sharada.
But it's not as clear as normal.
Not as clear as normal. Okay. So the way these police track these people is based on the signature they leave. What kind of person is? Oh, I think we know. We know who did this. How do you know who did this? By looking at your house, we know. We think it's this. We think where it's coming from. So like that, they know exactly all these fingerprints and the signature of these people. Like that, Swami says, like that, here Krishna is telling, let's understand where is this desire located, and is it located in Atma? Atma is an important thing, and but we understand now, yeah, everything is located in Atma. Without Atma, there can't be anything. The content of everything is Atma. And desire is, of course, desire is Atma. Atma is not desire. That we know. But Atma is Sachidananda. Atma is Purnaha. Atma is Nitya. Purnaha. So Atma cannot be a cause for problems. We have to make that assumption. Right? It's hard to believe the Atma is causing all these problems. No. So then senses. And he's going to talk senses. So Indriyani, then Manaha, Buddhi. Like that, he's mentioning these three. That these are the places where desire is located. Desire is emanating from. So those details we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.